Well, here's a county part of the northern edge of the Williamson Valley Connector. As you can see, there's no sidewalks, there's no drainage, there's no nothing. And you can see that they put in this little barrier here, which is really, really a joke. Um, all the rocks and everything will just run down. Sorry, this is just so jiggly, but this is after the last flood, and you can see that it washed away the road right in here, and all this decomposed granite. This is what happens when it rains, and this is a wattle, and it's made out of straw, and it's supposed to stop 50-mile-an-hour water. Well, the water comes all the way down so quickly, very, very, very quickly. And as you can see, if they would have put some riprap along this other area back, we wouldn't have had this problem. Well, it's even washed away the road, so you can imagine what it would do to your home or your property. All this water comes down at an extremely fast rate of speed. It only takes about a quarter of an inch of rain, sometimes even less than that. Well, here they have the little drainage ditch that they put in to keep the decomposed granite from filling up this little area here, the culvert, which I'm going to get to in a moment. Sorry it's taking so long. And let's see, where are we here? I'm walking down towards the culvert. There it is, right there. Okay. You can see the erosion, the massive erosion that takes place. There's the culvert right there. This culvert filled completely up it was during the big rainstorm. But since then, we've had some smaller rainstorms. Look at the size of this culvert. Now, I had two of these culverts under my block wall, same size, that filled up and exploded the block wall in my backyard. So I'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and fast forward this. You can see all the water went over here. Here is the decomposed granite. Now this gentleman's house down here, he had a 5-acre lake. Now I hope they don't think they're putting a bigger culvert in, because then they're certainly going to flood the area. But like I said, this just goes incredibly, incredibly fast. They turned a 5-lane, turned a 2-lane highway into a 5-lane, basically interstate. They raised it up. They put cuts in the side. And here we're going to go ahead and look at the other side here, where you can see the decomposed granite. That gets really thick in a little bit. I'll show it to you. There it is, right there. We go. There's the other. You can stop it there if you want, but you can see all the decomposed granite. All of this goes washing down, and this isn't really that bad. Okay, now here's the other side. Now all the water is being diverted into this doctor's property. All this decomposed granite. You can even see where they actually pushed all the water over into his property, which goes through a dry creek easement that's in my property. Now I've went ahead and got FEMA flood insurance because all of this decomposed granite simply filters out. Now this is my block wall. You could just barely see the culverts. I'll get back to them. There's two of them, and they're quite big. Never had a problem, but this was about a $15,000 block wall. Now the water, this was a dry creek that had riprap. Now you can see this is 4 to 5 feet deep right here. It runs over the bridges. My kids used to play underneath the bridges. Now they no longer can even get underneath them. But you can see the riprap has just been torn. Like I said, this is 4 to 5 feet deep right here. This was a big, big easement. And now it's just, when it rains, you've got about 6 inches of wiggle room before the whole thing starts flooding. Now, it's completely destroyed our yard. This was 3 years ago this happened. And the county actually said to me, they said, you shouldn't have built your house in a floodplain. And so I went down there, and my house is not in a floodplain. Once again, this is right here is probably 3 to 4 feet deep. If you get over here, this was about 16 feet from the top of the fence. Well, 12 feet. But you can see all the decomposed granite that wiggles its way on back. Now this was all beautiful riprap, all completely destroyed. What we need to do is put in like a tunnel, underground drainage or something. But this is number 3. Oh, 3 feet deep. That's 3 feet deep there. Now we're going to go see a little bit more here. Oh, it's like a sandbox. And that's all from the Williamson Valley connector. There we go. That's what I had to do. Now I've blown that out even more because it just keeps filling up and filling up and filling up. Now I'm going to stop it here. There we go. Okay, right here, a foot down is the top of a 4-foot grate. So this goes down 5 feet of sediment here. Now what we've done so far is we've taken another bunch of blocks and knocked them out. Of course, it doesn't do any good to keep the critters in, critters out, kids in, kids out. But it's insane to have to go through this and have the county just like, well, oh well, I don't have the money that they have to fight this thing. This is all of this is just, and the water has actually went up to the foundation. Now we're walking to the other side, and this is unreal. This was 5 feet. We've had to dig this out of our dry wash to keep it from flooding. So every 3 to 4 months we hire a guy full time to work a couple weeks, and he by hand takes a trailer, takes a wheelbarrow, and by hand digs out our dry wash. There, now you can see it right there. This used to be 5 feet down, but we've taken all this stuff over here and put it here. Well, now we need a roll-off. So we're going to have to put a roll-off up here, probably on a permanent basis, to address that problem. And this used to all be nice riprap. This is our neighbor's area, and it's been ruined. This is all Williamson Valley stuff, and it's been ruined. And see, this is a riprap that used to be around our property, and here is all the sediment, and then here's the hole here. Now we're knocking a hole in this. This is what we have to do every month or 2. As you can see, we're knocking out our. Believe it or not, and I'm going to have a friend of mine dig this up. This here goes down 4 feet. There is 4 feet of sediment that has come in from the cuts on Williamson Valley Road, and you can see it here. Now what happens, the sediment is going to keep getting higher and higher and higher until it completely... The water has went up to here. Clogs this up and floods our house. I mean, there is no doubt that if we are not proactive because of the mess up on the Williamson Valley Road, that we're going to lose our house. I mean, there's no two ways about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock this down. So anyway, guys, if you look at the pictures, you can kind of get an idea on what they're putting Southview through. Now, I want to point out something, too, that you do not have flood insurance. If you live in Southview, doesn't matter who it's caused by, you have no flood insurance. And what you need to do is call FEMA. You get $300,000 worth of insurance maximum. And I'm sorry about these pictures, guys. This is just, this is America anymore. Here, we'll just go ahead and... Anyway, 300 grand, that's all you got. So, a lot of these houses are worth far more than that. A lot of these lots cost that much money. But if you're looking at buying a house in Southview, be very, very careful because we have county issues, we have city drainage issues, and it's going to come up on the Clue report. I would say that the average home in Southview has lost a considerable amount of money due to the fact that this whole situation exists. So anyway, hang in there, guys. We need to band together. This is a problem. This is negligence. Stand up. Be heard. Make a difference.